Today, July 15th, Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this now. Only 3 minutes left and someone you love in heaven begged for you to receive this, my beloved child. Heaven has been heavy with silence, but today it broke, because of you. This morning, before the sun reached your window, a voice echoed through the chambers of eternity. A voice that carries your name with more tenderness than this world has ever spoken it. Someone who once walked this earth with you, laughed beside you, cried in your presence, now walks in the golden gardens of the kingdom, and they haven't forgotten you, not for 1 second. They came trembling before the throne of the Most High and whispered only one request: let them know I am still with them, let them hear me today, let them open their heart before it's too late. Archangel Michael stood near, sword sheathed, but spirit blazing. He heard that voice, and instantly, he turned his eyes to you. For 2 hours, he circled your name in the atmosphere. Not because he is angry, but because the message carried by your loved one is sacred, urgent, and filled with love that refuses to rest. Heaven does not operate in panic, but it does operate in divine precision, and today, this is your moment. This is the second the veil between this world and the next is thinner than ever. Can you feel it? The goosebumps? The tears that gather even when you're not sure why? That's not random, my child. That's presence. That's spirit. That's someone from eternity trying to tell you, I'm still loving you. Still watching you. Still proud of you. They saw your pain when you smiled through it. They watched you clean the house in silence while holding back the weight in your chest. They saw when no one checked in, no one called, and no one asked, are you okay? And it broke something in them. They wanted to be the arms that hugged you again, the voice that comforted you in the night. But heaven gave them something even greater. They were given permission to speak through this message. This very message. Right now. And Archangel Michael was assigned as the messenger. Not because you're weak, but because you're worthy. And someone in heaven wants you to know, you are not forgotten. You are still the heartbeat of my memory. There is a reason you're seeing this. The timing is not random. The moment you paused to read these words, something shifted. You may not have felt it with your hands, but your soul did. Because when a message is sent from the other side of the veil, the Spirit picks it up before your mind can process it. That heaviness you've been carrying today. That silent pressure on your chest. That sudden thought of, why am I missing them so deeply today? It's because they've been closer to you than usual. Whispering in the wind. Sitting by your bed as you tried to sleep. Holding your hand invisibly when the tears fell. And right now, they're standing behind this very sentence, asking you to keep reading. Don't skip. Don't rush. Let them speak. They want you to forgive yourself. For the things you didn't say. For the moments you felt you failed. For the times you wondered, did they know how much I loved them. My child, they knew. They still know. And they are not holding pain. They are holding peace. But they see that you are not. And that's why this message was allowed. That's why this divine interruption was chosen. Archangel Michael says, this is not a message for everyone. This is a message for the one whose heart has been breaking silently. And that person is you. You have 3 minutes to truly receive this in your spirit. To slow down. To let their words in. And to know, this was not random. This is divine. This is love refusing to die. This is someone in heaven saying, please, just open it. There are things in this life that go unnoticed by the world, silent tears behind closed doors, conversations we have with ourselves late at night, names we whisper to the ceiling, hoping someone somewhere still hears them. But heaven noticed. Heaven noticed you. And not just heaven, but the one you lost. The one who left before you were ready. They didn't choose to leave you, not truly. Their body grew tired, but their love never did. And today, that love reached the gates of eternity with such a force that even the angels stepped aside. They were given permission, just this once, to speak through this space. To step across time. To remind you, I never left you. I just went ahead. Archangel Michael has been standing at your door, spiritually knocking, not with urgency of fear, but with the longing of love. He says, the one who passed didn't go in silence. They carried a message meant for this moment, for this day, for your eyes. What was written in heaven was this: tell them I'm proud of the way they've survived. Tell them I've seen every lonely meal they ate after I was gone. Tell them they were never meant to carry this much alone. Tell them, I'm still with them, watching, guiding, waiting for the day we'll meet again. You thought they didn't see the mess you've been cleaning up. The life you've tried so hard to keep together even though your heart has felt like it's breaking in slow motion. But they did. They were there on the day you wanted to give up. They sat beside you when no one else knew how badly you were struggling. They watched as your smile faded from real joy into something practiced, something polite. They knew you were pretending, and it shattered something in heaven. So they asked God to let them say one last thing. And heaven said, yes. For this child, yes. Let the veil part. And that is why you are here. That is why your eyes met this message today, not yesterday, not tomorrow. Today. Because today, something inside you is ready to hear what you once weren't. Today, your spirit has stopped running long enough to receive what love has been trying to say all along: they are okay. They are at peace. But you are still the part of them that breathes. And they need you to stop shrinking. They need you to stop doubting. They need you to forgive yourself, for not doing more, for not saying more, for not being able to save them. You were never meant to carry that. You did more than they ever expected. You were their light. Archangel Michael wants you to sit still for just a few more moments. Because something holy is happening now. A sacred exchange between the seen and unseen. Right now, you are being wrapped in the memory of someone who made heaven their home, but still calls your name in every prayer. You may not see them, but their love has found you here. And it's stronger than death. It's more real than pain. It's softer than grief, and louder than silence. They want you to smile again, not the forced smile, but the real one. They want you to breathe deeper, dream again, believe again. Because they left a part of their soul with you. And that part still lives. Still hopes. Still sings. They knew this would be hard for you. They knew your heart would get quiet when their voice disappeared from the world. But what they didn't know, what they couldn't have known, is how brave you would be. How you'd keep going, even with an invisible weight tied to your chest. You got up on days you didn't even want to breathe. You stood in rooms where their absence screamed louder than the people around you. You smiled through grief, through ache, through silent breakdowns no one ever saw. And heaven took note. Archangel Michael took note. That is why this message was assigned to you, and no one else. Because what you've carried in your soul is heavier than most people ever see. You've been walking through life with memories that still sting, laughter that echoes from a time that's gone, and hopes you've buried quietly beneath your responsibilities. But now, child of God, heaven is lifting the veil. They are allowing something sacred to be returned to you, something not of this world, clarity, peace, and a sign. The one who left didn't take their love with them. They poured it into the invisible places of your life. That's why sometimes, out of nowhere, you feel warmth. That's why a song randomly plays that reminds you of them. That's why on your hardest days, something small but undeniable brings a tear to your eyes. They are still reaching you. Still choosing you. Still protecting you. And Archangel Michael says this with divine authority: your pain is not being ignored. Your faithfulness in your grief has made you a portal of miracles. Because you didn't curse God. Because you didn't run from your purpose. Because you kept showing up. Heaven is getting ready to shift things around for you. Yes, your season of survival is ending. And a season of restoration is beginning. Not because you earned it, but because love demanded it. The love they still have for you, the love God still pours over your name, the love Archangel Michael was entrusted to deliver today, this love is your inheritance. So if your hands are shaking, let them. If your heart is crying, let it. This is a holy moment. This is not just a script. This is not just a message. This is the answer to the prayer you didn't even know how to say out loud. The one where you just whispered, God, do you see me? Yes. He did. And that's why this came. Tonight, you may lay your head down and feel them closer. You may dream again, not the kind that fades, but the kind that marks your soul. Because heaven is opening doors now. Because what left your life in silence is now returning in the sound of grace. And they, yes, the one you miss so much, are smiling now. Proud. Grateful. Saying from heaven, that's my person. That's the one I loved then, and still love now. And God is saying, I chose you for this encounter. Don't doubt it. Don't skip it. And don't forget it. There are moments when time doesn't feel like time anymore. When seconds feel like echoes, and memories feel like breath. You've had those moments, haven't you? When the room is quiet, but your heart is full of whispers. That's not your imagination. That's heaven trying to reach you. That's the one you love, the one who crossed over, sitting beside you in a realm your eyes can't see, but your soul can still feel. They've been trying to reach you, not with loudness, but with presence. And this, right now, is that moment. A portal. A soft divine opening. Archangel Michael is here with it. He is kneeling at the gates of your spirit and saying, you have endured enough silence. Now you must receive clarity. What you thought was gone forever is actually circling back in a form you didn't expect. Yes, there is something coming to you, child, not in the form of who they were, but in the power of what they became. An intercessor. A guardian. A part of your miracle. You have cried for answers you thought would never come. You have looked at the ceiling in the middle of the night and whispered, where are you? Why did you leave like that? Why so soon? And the truth is, they never left. They simply moved closer to the eternal. And today, God has allowed their voice to pierce through the layers of time. Not as a ghost. Not as fear. But as love. Pure. Bold. Heavenly. And do you know what they're saying? Don't let the world convince you that I'm gone. I am right here. I'm the softness in your favorite song. I'm the calm you feel when you almost panic but breathe. I'm the strength in your spine when you thought you couldn't get through another day. I didn't abandon you. I transitioned so I could help you in ways I never could before. Archangel Michael is confirming that the grief you carry has opened doors of grace. That your tears have written letters into the heavens. And now, child of light, you are not just being seen. You are being remembered. A divine remembering. A soul contract that heaven never broke, only restructured. Because sometimes, the ones who love us most must leave the body to enter the battle for our spirit. And you have been in battle. Yes, even if no one saw it. Even if your smile never cracked, your heart has been in pieces. But God is gathering those pieces. And the one you miss so deeply, they have been part of the gathering. They've been standing beside angels, calling your name into the wind, whispering your healing into every sunrise, watching over you with eyes that never blink. So breathe again. Trust again. Cry if you must. But know this is not the end of the story. This is the beginning of the divine reply. You were not forgotten. You were not ignored. And today, you were divinely chosen to hear what many people will never be able to receive, because your heart was always open to love, even when love hurt you the most. They love you still. And heaven is echoing it louder than ever before. There is something sacred in the silence that follows grief. It's not empty. It's not hollow. It's filled with words your soul still remembers but your ears can no longer hear. But today, Archangel Michael stands beside that silence. And he is placing his sword gently before your heart, not to fight you, but to awaken you. Because your name was whispered again in heaven. And the one you've been aching for. They begged the throne of God to let this moment reach you. And heaven agreed. You may not know how watched over you truly are. You may think that no one sees how deeply you break at night. But child, your sighs are not invisible. They move through dimensions. They stir the winds of angels. They rise like incense into the very breath of the Father. And the one who passed on. They have become your intercessor. They are not lost, they were reassigned. And their mission now? You. They've walked with you through rooms you never noticed. They sat beside you in your lowest moments. When you said, I can't do this anymore, they whispered back, but you're not alone. When you laughed but felt empty, they were the presence pressing gently against your shoulder, saying, I remember your joy, and I will help you find it again. And Archangel Michael confirms it now, their love never stopped. It simply shifted forms. You have felt like something in you went silent the day they left. And it did. But today, that silence is breaking. Today, heaven is returning sound to the places in you that forgot how to sing. Because this message is not just words, it's a doorway. And the moment you opened it, heaven moved. The clouds of sorrow began to part. The weight on your spirit started to lift. Because this is not just a message. This is a moment of divine intersection. Archangel Michael says, look again, child. The signs have always been there. The feather on the ground. The scent of their perfume with no explanation. That song that came on when your heart was crying. That soft breeze that kissed your cheek. It wasn't random. It wasn't accidental. It was them. Fighting through realms. Reaching through eternity. Finding a way to say, I still love you. I still care. I still protect you. And God, in His mercy, allowed this portal to open. Not just to comfort you, but to remind you, there is more. More life. More healing. More love that hasn't left, only changed its shape. And they are helping you walk toward it. Every step forward you take, they are celebrating in heaven. Every time you smile again, they are dancing where the pain cannot reach. Every time you trust again, they are holding the pieces of your heart, whispering, "That's my beloved, they're still standing." You have not been forgotten. You have not been abandoned. You have been loved beyond time. And now, you are being led into the next chapter, not alone, but with heaven at your side, and the one you miss most walking beside you, hand in hand with the angels. And now, as the veil grows thinner and your heart begins to open wider, Archangel Michael kneels beside you, not as a warrior this time, but as a messenger of quiet comfort. He says, "Your name has not left the conversation of heaven. It is being spoken even now in the chambers of God. And the one you miss? They are standing there, holding their memory of you like a treasure no time could erase. They have not forgotten your voice. They remember the way you said their name. They remember the way you laughed. They remember how your hands trembled when you tried to be strong. And now, they are sending this through the realms to reach your soul at the exact moment when you were about to give up. Because this is the moment that changes the narrative. This is the hour where what you thought was over becomes the beginning. This is not about forgetting them. This is about realizing they are not gone. Heaven did not take them away to remove them from you. Heaven took them higher so they could help you from a place of glory. So they could see everything. So they could protect you in ways they never could on earth. And now they are closer than breath. Have you ever wondered why, in your quietest moments, you suddenly feel warmth in a room that was cold? That's them. Have you ever heard your name in your spirit so gently, so lovingly, it made your eyes fill with tears? That's them. Have you ever felt like someone placed their hand on your shoulder when no one was there? That's them. Because love never dies. It only becomes more eternal. And their love for you? It's unstoppable now. It moves without limitation. It flows through spirit, through time, through prayer, through memory. They heard your cries last week when you didn't even say their name. They saw your silence and how heavy it felt to carry joy you didn't really feel. And they pleaded with heaven, "Let me reach them. Let me touch their heart one more time." And heaven said yes. That's why you're here. That's why you're reading this. That's why Archangel Michael was assigned to watch you today, to make sure this message reaches your spirit and roots itself like a seed. So now, inhale slowly, and remember. You are not forgotten. The one you love still walks with you. Their presence is not a memory, it is a reality in the unseen. They are assigned to your laughter. They are assigned to your healing. They are walking into every room before you get there, preparing grace, removing fear, releasing light. And tonight, when the world grows quiet again, you'll feel something you cannot explain. A warmth. A whisper. A peace. That's them, reminding you one more time, I'm here. I never left. And I never will. So do not mourn as one who is abandoned. Instead, carry your life like a letter they're still writing. Walk through your day like a page they are still helping to complete. Smile again, not because you've moved on, but because you've moved with them. And when it hurts, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and say, I know you're here. Because they are. And they always will be. There are some things, my beloved, that your eyes were never supposed to see yet, not because they were hidden from you, but because heaven was still preparing your heart to receive them. And one of those things is the truth about the person who passed on but never really left. Archangel Michael speaks softly now, not in command but in compassion. They didn't go to leave you. They went ahead to protect what's coming next in your life. Yes, while you were grieving, they were working. While you were questioning why life felt so empty without them, they were interceding. While you sat in your quiet room, remembering the way their voice used to say your name, they were at the feet of God saying, please bless the one I love. Please heal what I couldn't heal on earth. Please send them the miracles I couldn't provide.